a year. And we woke up really early today to get out and vote, and really happy we did. What time did we get up today?
I believe it was 5:30.
Yeah, and Rob actually had a really good idea to get out and vote. And yeah, really happy we got there early because when we drove there, the school that we were voting at, the line didn't seem that bad outside. But when we got in, actually parked and walked across the street, it was in front of the school, to the side of the school, behind the school, wrapped around a parking lot of the school. And altogether, how long did it take us to get inside?
Well, it we got there at 6:25 and we completed our voting by 7:12. So we were probably inside 35 minutes after, 40 minutes after we got there.
It would have been as bad if it wasn't so windy. It was what, 38 degrees when we got there?
It was although we kind of questioned the temperature, the thermometer on the on our car. It said 44, but it wasn't close to 44. But it was pretty breezy, probably 10 to 15 miles an hour, gusty. Yeah, the wind chill dropped it significantly. So yeah, it was a little chilly out.
Yeah, this is very much an impromptu show today. We got the chickens back up over here. I think we'll do more live shows. We'll have them back up. But yeah, no, it still is cloudy, very windy. It was really windy. And especially when we got back in front of the school. My hands are still a little stingy from trying to get the circulation back, but it's just cold and dry out there. But I've never seen a turnout like that before. Have you?
I've never seen a turnout. I've also never gone that early in the morning either. Historically, during these times, I work second shifts, so as long as I get there, midday before I have to get to work. But I think it was a combination of things. It's a significant election, and people are trying to get it out of the way on their way to work.
Chickens are eating up a storm. I will say this, I did get another egg today, so one's definitely laying almost consistently. I'm waiting for the others to catch up, but yeah, this breed in particular takes about what, 6 to 8 months.
The blue copper marins are 6 to 8, where most other breeds are 3 to 4 months before they start laying eggs.
Yeah, Zero Hedge has been busy with articles. Again, every article I see on here is consistent. No matter who wins, they're predicting National Guard to be rolled in, businesses being looted, windows trashed, businesses trashed, possibly even homes. There's talk about people wanting to go to the suburbs. But right now, National Guard is set for New York, Jersey, Illinois, California. I think Florida was in talks of it. Possibly more places up here in the Northeast, but these are things I don't understand. Have you ever seen it this chaotic? You've been voting longer than I have.
I've never seen it this chaotic.
Contentious?
Or yeah, I mean I've been voting since 1984. I think the Reagan's second term was my first election. I was 20 years old and in college. Did it by absentee because I was going to school out of state. But no, this is probably the most involved election I've been a part of. Probably the most important one as well.
Um, that I mean, virus on top of everything else we've been distracted with this year with the virus and politics. What blew my mind on top of everything else that we've seen with these rioting is probably the exodus of California and New York. You got 65 plus percent of people moving out of New York state as a whole, not just the city, but as a whole. 95% of the movement going on in Manhattan is outbound. 95%. And there's a video I want to play later separately is talking about just that. There's a guy that makes this 3-minute video, talks to a guy who immigrated from Albania. You guys are really fast with the emails. And he talked about true socialism, what socialism is. And these politicians running on giving you $1,000 a month or this universal income. That's why it's so important to know who you're voting for. Get out. Don't just vote party line, but know who you're voting for. That's like the best thing we can do, honestly. It's not that complicated. It's not that hard. Do you enjoy freedom? Do you want to maintain that freedom that we have? Do you enjoy your rights that you have? A lot of people that come from all around the world come here for those rights, right? Freedom of speech, freedom to protect yourself in your home. Are you willing to give more of those away for what? Security to the government? Do you think the government really knows what's best for you? I mean, look at DMV, how that's run. But do you want to vote for, honestly, I'm going to be honest, do you want to vote for a potato? Or do you want to vote for someone who actually has an actual record? Cutting back taxes, what, historical tax rates, almost 40 years? And that's what, a couple years ago? Look how fast the guy got things done. Or 47 years of what did you do besides enrich your family and yourself? And run on the 94 crime bill. That put more people away for the stupidest, like not even like non-violent crimes. And look at that reform bill that Trump put through. Getting people out of there for nonviolent crimes, reuniting those families. Lowering taxes, building businesses that hire more people. And people are actually complaining this year about getting less or smaller refunds. That's because you're paying less in taxes. Do you want the government holding your money hostage for a whole year just to get a little bit more back? I look at the big picture. It's just big picture. And not just that, but stop watching the fear porn on TV. I don't miss it. I really don't. That's another thing. How many people have you heard saying that they've cut back from watching TV and the news? It's more podcasts now. And getting down to what actual news is. All right, let's see. I know this is not the usual Friday live show, but this is very important. I just want to get that out there. Again, I don't know how busy it is for you guys. It's 9 o'clock right now Eastern, and 9, 8, 7, 6. Yeah, people are still waking up West Coast. They're just starting to get their day started, starting to get ready to vote.
11 hours for the polls to close in Connecticut.
11 hours.
11 hours.
Yeah, I know.
They close at 8 o'clock tonight.
Yeah. So.
Get out to vote.
We want to get there early, and I voted many times, not as much as you, but I've never seen the line that long.
No, me neither.
I mean, it was social distancing, not crazy. It wasn't like there was exactly 6 feet. But everyone had their masks on, thank God, because it was cold and windy today. Oh, so windy.
I think the mask functioned more as a face warmer today than a anti-COVID
Yeah, no, this was just straight warmth.
device.
I don't like the mask. It does nothing. But outside in the cold and the wind, yeah, this was great.
Yeah.
So important to... Yeah, it's funny. Last time they said around, this is the biggest, most important election. Honestly, it has to be this one. Yeah. We thought that last one was important.
The 16 was pretty significant, and if you could imagine, had Trump lost and Hillary became the president, what would not have been discovered, would not have been revealed, and it would have been business as usual for the last 4. We'd probably be in far worse financial conditions, employment conditions. Who knows what the markets would have done?
Yeah, exactly.
So it was significant, but I think this one is going to be the linchpin between America and capitalism versus the trend towards socialism and big government.
Yeah, if you guys are just joining in, we were discussing the voter turnout today. For us, it was waking up at 5:30 in the morning, and it was 38 degrees, windy, and the line that we normally go to for the school is in front, real quick, in and out, maybe like 5 minutes. We stood in line for just over half an hour total, snaked in front of the school, behind the school, wrapped around the back of the school, and then some. I mean, it was slowly moving. It was kind of like a theme park line, but oh my goodness.
For a linear distance, what do you think it was? 200 or 300 yards worth? Because the line along the front of the school is maybe a football field
300
length.
yards.
And then kind of down the street, back up towards the school, back behind the school. I'd say it was probably a 300-yard line.
Yeah, I would say 300 yards.
And even as Tiff said, you've got social distancing 4 to 6 feet between people as they're kind of huddled together in line. It was still I think it went actually fairly well.
Yeah, no, this was...
And there was someone who was assisting the polling location with instructions. He was working his way down the line. He was yelling out, there's only going to be 49 people allowed inside at one time. X marks the spot where you can stand. If you need to check what district you're in, you go this way. If you need to figure out whatever other district you're in, you go that way.
Yeah.
So he was out communicating to the line the expectations once they get inside to expedite the process inside the building. Since they were, doing the whole number of people in the building guidelines, they needed to have a good, fairly expedient throughput of voters.
Yeah, and with over here in Zurich, it just says what to remember while holding your breath today. It says if Trump wins, the street troops will do what the left will do. Basically, the left is going to lose their mind, perhaps more so. And even then, you got talks about National Guard coming out to. You got New York, Jersey, Illinois, California, the Northeast, possibly even Florida. Talks of that, and you already have businesses being boarded up. Even in D.C. and New York and California, I think Rodeo Drive is being shut down. A lot of businesses, big business areas are being shut down. And even if the potato wins, they're still talking about rioting because your guess is as good as mine. I don't understand it. This whole year has been one big... trying to wrap your head around it, trying to figure this one out. But like I said before, the most important thing is just know who you're voting for.
Yeah, be an educated and informed voter. And even though you may think your vote doesn't count for the big election, there are the folks that are down ballot. They're the state representatives and the town representatives and various boards and various questions. The town that I grew up in is actually having a charter amendment question. I'm not sure what it was because I don't live there. It doesn't really concern myself, with that.
Yeah.
But you need to. There are other things that are going on besides the presidential election as well.
Look online. There's going to be long lines. Look locally what's going on. Look for those questions. And there are going to be lines. We had a long one. We're in there for half an hour. We planned ahead. We didn't drink or eat anything just in case. Because we have our newly minted 9-year-old with us. And plan ahead. If you want to bring a bottle of water, a snack or something, depending on where you are in the country, however that setup is going to be. Some places may enforce that 6-foot rule strictly. Some people are just like, just keep the mask on, maintain some distance, you'll be fine. Everywhere is different. Everyone is different. If you want to, bring some snacks, bring some water. Plan ahead. Some people might even want to bring a chair. I don't know. I don't know how long these lines may be. Honestly, again, this is the longest line I've ever seen just to vote, especially in a General Electric like this. Bring provisions, plan ahead, and just be patient. And just be safe. That's the other important thing. I feel better, more comfortable voting in person. Other people need to rely on mail-in ballots and voting early. I get that. I understand it. But at the same time, I just wanted to vote in person. Just know you filled in everything. I saw it go in the machine. In fact, I was filling it in the lines were so long inside the building that you did this. I saw what you were doing, so I started doing the same thing. I started bubbling in with my envelope. You just flat out took it out, just put it in half, started filling it in. I had it open like this. I'm trying to look and bubble, close it, and then just get in the machine and go. But I don't ever remember. This whole voting thing was weird. It was a half an hour waiting outside, and then getting inside was... Normally you sit down, you mark, and then you get up and go. I was just marking as I was in line. I just wanted to get this in and out.
And the other motivation for that is that since they did have the capacity limit in the school gymnasium or cafeteria or whatever it is, that we wanted to go through as quickly as possible to afford the opportunity for other people to vote. Can you imagine standing in line and then 8 o'clock comes, the polls close, and you haven't gotten in to cast your vote yet?
I think technically, if you're in line, they still will let you in.
They'll put a placeholder.
Yeah, exactly.
At a certain time.
But still, yeah, it was cold. It was windy.
Yeah.
It was so windy. Right when you turn the corner, bam! It was so cold.
There was that stand of pine trees that we were kind of in the leeward side for a little bit to kind of warm up a little bit.
Look at our chickens.
But it was relative.
Yeah, they're staying warm. Yeah, that. No, Eva, thank God we had the hats and the gloves in the car.
Yeah, dress appropriately.
It's November. Hey, Mr. Boston. Yep, he voted. Good. State is so crooked. I don't think they will count my vote or family's vote. You know what? Get it out. Get it done. You never know. Some states may surprise us this year, and every single one does count. No matter what, just get it done. Get out there. This is so important. That way, look, if you're one of those people who don't vote but yet still bitch about things, just change it up this year, okay? Know who you're voting for. Get out. Do it with purpose, and just get it done. Freezing for a reason. That's what I called it this morning. We're freezing for a reason. Yeah, Yuri. Yeah, exactly. Well, we're just I was watching a video from Bongino yesterday with Milton. There's an old interview on Donahue talking about capitalism, and Donahue's like, "Oh, what about greed, 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 greed?" Well, you know what? Not everything's perfect. Not every system's perfect. He said, make people hate the police, make people have doubts about voting, make civil rights. Exactly. This isn't just something like a switch. This happened decades ago, generation after generation. But okay, all right. Oh, that's fine. That's just for the dough rising. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we got a lot done today. Voted, came home, checked on eggs. I got the chickens up today, and
Did a dump run.
yeah, got stuff done and just wanted to get things done early as possible. We weren't messing around, but the lines. How long did you wait in line for today? I'd like to know how you guys are doing. I know it's early. It's 10 after 9 right now here in the eastern part of the country. I'm sure people are still waking up and getting ready out there, but just provision. Dress accordingly, be safe, stay warm, and plan ahead. Bring snacks and water if you have to. Just bring your patience and get it done. You might make some friends in line, but I talked to the cops for like 30 minutes. Yeah, they were everywhere. I must have seen like 3 cruisers just around the area, which is fine. I told them their job's so important that most Mexicans don't understand how important it is. Look, everyone has a role, okay? It's just stay in our lanes and just make it happen. I'm all about law and order, even though I break laws often. Honey, we break laws every day, okay? There's so many restrictions. Oh my. What was that sign we saw at the school parking lot? Don't idle your car for more than 3 minutes per DEP.
Yeah.
There's regulations for everything. Just positive attitude, get things done, live your life. But how can I put this mildly? Don't be a big jerk, okay? I'm trying to keep this clean. I know it's early for everyone. But anyways, look, vote with purpose. It was 38 and cold and windy when we went out to vote, so plan ahead, be patient, bring snacks and water, bring a chair if you have to, bring a full wheelchair.
Bring a friend.
Bring some friends, guys. Bring friends and family, okay? Keep the conversation going, stay warm, stay motivated. Look, I don't want to keep saying this, but this is very, very, very important. My car's in the shop, which sucks if things go wrong. Well, tackle one problem at a time, right? That's it. I just wanted to hop on here, and I'm trying to make some changes in here. Maybe we'll do live more often. I'm debating. I don't know. Would early in the morning work for you guys? Here's the thing. The news happens and changes so often that I love getting your input. I love getting that feedback. There are no polling centers, which is obvious that they're... Hey, you know what? Look, how many stories have we talked about on here about ballots being found in dumpsters, ballots being found on the side of the road, missing ballots, ballots being thrown out, ballots being mailed to people who don't live there anymore? Again, tackle one thing at a time. If the best thing you do today is just get out there and vote and bring some friends, do that. 16, all right. Busy. Yeah, I just want to hop on here and see how everyone was doing. Plan accordingly with your provisions if you're going to get out and vote. There are long lines. Expect long lines. I didn't anticipate the lines being this. You guys are fast. I didn't anticipate the lines being this long today. I knew there's going to be a line, not like this. This was easily 300 yards of snaking line today. It was moving slowly, getting it done, but again, plan accordingly, plan ahead. Don't take this election for granted. A lot of people do have that mindset of, well, rallies are doing great, parade's doing great, turnout's doing great. I'm fine. I think I said this one out. Don't sit it out. Please don't vote it. Don't sit it out. Vote. Get that vote in. Make it count. It's so important. Exactly. Know who you're voting for. Get it done. Feel good. Okay, and then move on the rest of your day. We got up super early, but we wanted to get it done because we didn't anticipate how long the lines were gonna be. Just get it done. This is so important, guys. This is so important. Do you really want a potato running our country? Again, just look at records. A lot of people talk about, oh, I don't like their attitude. I don't like the way they debate. Everyone's different. Your dentist may vote differently than you do. Are you going to stop seeing them? Okay? That's the freedom of freedoms, okay? You can enjoy it, you can live your life, but just respect other people's thoughts and opinions. Sounds good, but I'm not a morning person. Yeah, depends on your schedule, depends on your life and what's going on. Yesterday was my daughter's 9th birthday. It was fine. Went to bed at a good time, but just had, a lot on my mind for today. Didn't know what to expect. Just want to get it done and over with. And I've been looking forward to this for days now. This is so important. It's really important. It is clear to me that they want to turn this country into a third world landing pad for every country on the planet to come and pillage. Well, look, it's look at all the countries locked down right now. UK's locked down for a month. Spain, France, and other countries. This is hurting so many people. Look at our country. Someone had a great analogy. It's to put a mask on to go to a restaurant and then take it off at a table to eat. It's like having a peeing section in a pool. At some point, people got to start calling out this BS for what it is, okay? It's got a 99.98% survival rate for the vast majority of people. There must have been 304, 100 people inside, but no one was voting other than me and my family. Look, you voted, good for you. If you didn't vote yet, get out and vote, okay? Bring friends, bring family. Vote with purpose. That's how we should be voting. Don't trust the polls. I think it's very safe and clear to say, just don't trust the polls. They're wrong every single time, all right? But know who you're voting for and just vote with purpose. It's not hard, okay? Vote. Get out and vote. Plan accordingly. Be warm. Be safe. That's in a huge nutshell. And that's it. That's all. I don't know. I want to get on here for some reason. And I'm working on other show notes today. I feel, honestly, I'd rather do this more live. I will work on the setup on here. I soon would love to get articles on the screen as it's live so we can actually talk about and get your feedback as we're going over this information. That'd be great. They are. I'm slowly migrating away from YouTube to DLive and other platforms. I've been getting hammered this entire year because at some point you can only remain neutral for so long. Facts are facts. They gotta get out there. And not everyone's a fan of the truth, all right? There are times where it makes you uncomfortable. You don't want to see it. You try to avoid it, but then it's inevitable, all right? You just be honest with yourself. Same thing with the facts and stories that are out there. Look at Twitter. Look at Facebook. Look at everything else that's been heavily censored. Look at the New York Times. Having their account locked on Twitter. Basically being held hostage because of a story, a factually based story that Twitter didn't want massive people to see and learn. Look at how we're all being manipulated. Look at the fact that all these channels are popping up every which way just to get information out there because the mainstream chooses not to. Journalism was once respected. And now I'll be the first. I mean, look, we all know it. It's propaganda at this point. Look at how hard we have to scratch and claw just to get information to help inform us and let us know what the hell's going on. This is what the New World Order looks like, and they talk about what it's supposed to be. Again, I try to be careful reading the chat out loud, because if I read it, that's one thing. If I post things, that's another thing. But when I verbally say it, there's all these algorithms that are looking for key words and phrases to put blocks on things. Subscriber count it climbs and it stops, and I lose people. It climbs, it stops, and I lose people. At this point, I try to be careful at what I say things, how I phrase things, but again, find good sources of information and stick with that. But make sure there's facts. Whenever I share information, I put links down below for you guys to at least get a head start looking in that direction. And then whichever way you go, you get to choose, okay? I will never say, trust me, I will never tell you, well, think this way because I said so. God gave you a brain, use it, okay? No one on TV, just let them talk, okay? In fact, just tune them out if you can. Find those reliable sources and stick with them. It's okay to change your mind. A lot of people are afraid to have their minds changed, which is so sad. It's like science, it changes. Data is always changing. Facts are always being presented and newly discovered each and every day, in fact, hourly. So I do the best I can finding relevant information that I believe is worth sharing with you guys, and I do that. And I do it in a way where I try to be non-biased, but when it comes to other viewpoints, I'm human. I'll tell you, say, look, if I'm ever biased towards something, I'll be honest, say, look, I'm steering towards this because this is what I believe or feel, but I will always give you facts and data and links to share, because you should be making up your own mind. All right, so maybe we'll do live more often. I'm trying to find a time, because everyone's all over the country. I might not do it this early. Probably, a lot of people do noon shows, which kills me because there's so much great information. A lot of people that I like, there's 3 that go live right at noon. So maybe 2, 1, 12, 11, maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Let's just write that down so I don't forget. It's early. I had an early morning. We'll do a 2 p.m. maybe live show. See how that goes. Again, I love the feedback that I get from you guys. And with this new setup, I like it, but I want to start having screens of information on one side and then chat on the other. So if anything is new and happening where you at, or whatever's going on with weather, news, anything that's pertinent, get it out there. Yeah, a lot of that, I get it. So, all right, we're going to cut this short soon. And that's another thing. I will say this. The fact that Biden knew his son had an addiction. The whole family knew. And he used him as the bagman to enrich himself, and his family. The guy lost his teeth by 40. When you have a family member that has an addiction, do you give them help, or do you just keep using them and abusing them? That's exactly what he did. And the fact that people see this and they choose to ignore it blows my mind. You don't do it to family. You don't do it to any other human being. You see someone with an addiction that bad, setting him up with criminals. The guy's got no soul, which is ironic with one of the slogans being, or fighting for the soul of America, really. So anyways, vote today. Vote with a purpose. I will never tell you who to vote for. Just vote for whoever you think is going to get the job done. And be prepared. Bring snacks, water. Be warm. It was freezing this morning. And get things done every day. Make every day count. Make things happen. Help out one another. And get ready for whatever the hell's going to happen come winter or post-election. So make it happen. Get it done early. And we'll figure this out. Maybe we'll go live more often with articles side by side so I can see what it is that you guys are doing, what your thoughts are about this information, and we'll just go from there. I love your feedback. Again, if you have any relevant information, videos, articles, news, anything that's locally going on that isn't making mainstream news, or things you want to get out there, email me, talkwithtiffany@protonmail.com. Easy peasy. We'll get it out there for you guys, and We'll make this as interactive as possible. All right, half an hour. I think we did pretty good. Again, be safe today and make it happen. And I will talk to you all.